Okay, artificial updates, February 14th, our regular weekly updates, a lot of updates this week. February 14th, of course, is Valentine's Day, and many other good things happened on this day. We'll start with this, how to rig Chatbot Arena results. About a year and a half ago, I remember tracing the success and progress of large language models using Hugging Face Leaderboard, which was based on various benchmark tests. But pretty soon stopped doing this because many LLMs were trained, they included those tests, the benchmark questions, answers, into their training data, and from that you cannot trust. So the new leaderboard was developed, which was Chatbot Arena, which is based on anonymous testing. So you have a question and two networks answer. You need to choose which one you like more, and you don't know which models they are. But of course, people found a way around it, and they published the article. And the idea is that you can train a model, a classifier, which, looking at the response, can tell you approximately what model it is. And then let's say it's 80-20, so it's not like 100%, but it's enough. What you can do then, you can vote for your model, and just maybe 200-300 votes is enough to shift your position in the leaderboard significantly. So people found a way to game the results of the chatbot arena. Next, DeepScaleR. This is amazing, right? So this is a very small model, 1.5 billion parameters, really, really tiny. And what they did, they trained it using a DeepSeek method, DeepSeek traces, in fact. It cost them $4,500. But what's amazing is that it's beating OpenAI O1 model, not O1 mini, the real O1 model. It beats it in certain areas, like math, for example, or coding. It's absolutely amazing because O1 is a huge model. It's currently, well, I guess the best model which OpenAI. Well, it depends. It may be all three mini high may be comparable, but still, it's like absolutely amazing. This demonstrates how small a model can achieve impressive results with high quality training data distilled from larger models. Okay. Next, how to add reasoning to your model. I see avalanche of publications, demonstrations, models pop up which are reasoning models, and there are multiple ways to create those models. So one project is Deep Research. It's open source, and by the way, many of them are open source. And what they did, they achieved a bump in performance by using code instead of JSON. So when you have an agentic system with multiple agents, usually agents communicate using JSON messages. But here, what they do code. You see, this is example of JSONs, and this is example of code. And what they find that it works much better, right? So how you add reasoning using reinforcement learning? How DeepSeek did it, right? So they started with a small data set with step-by-step reasoning examples, which is chain of thought examples. And they trained the model to follow this reasoning pattern. They also included in their, how to say, reward function additional reward for not switching languages. I guess their model was switching between English and Chinese and something. Then they generated more data, again with those chain of thought examples, and tune it again. So they went through several iterations of tuning and refining the result. Now, what you can do today, and in fact what people have done, is you use DeepSeek R1 and you give it questions and collect the answers. So now you have question, answer, examples, which is like label data. It's called reasoning traces, like because the model prints out how it thinks. So you basically do distillation of DeepSeek R1 and then use this to train, fine-tune your own model, right? Now, some people add reasoning to a model without even training. So you can do chain of thought prompting, you can do few-shot prompting, providing several examples in the prompt. You can connect model, like ground it in some RAG system or wiki system, and use some rule-based systems, agenting systems. So a lot of things happening, and there are, of course, hybrid combinations of those. Next, ensembles of models or agents. So this is coming from Princeton University. What people trying to do, they're trying to achieve better results by combining multiple models. And the assumption is that diversity among models leads to better performance. But the problem is if you have like a team of models and some of these models are smart and some of these models are stupid, stupid models will drag the results down. So what they decided to do, they decided to use smart models or maybe just one model, but ask it the same question multiple times, maybe a little bit rephrasing. And what they found is that aggregating various outputs from a single high-performing model, repeatedly sampling from the same model, gives very good results. So this is ensemble approach, and it works. In regular machine learning, random forest, which is forest of individual trees, which is ensemble method, or boosting, this is another ensemble method. So here we're coming to the same idea. Next, Chinese AI chips. So several big companies like Huawei developed their own AI chip. More threads and Kunlin Core, this is from Baidu. Baidu is like Chinese Google. I mean, these are all big companies and they're creating very impressive chips. They are not quite at the level of NVIDIA H100, but maybe about 60% of it. You see, like 60% of inference performance. So they can run big models, they can train them, they can do inference, they can do it cost effectively, and given the resources of China, they can develop their AI independently of US. Next portion of news is this yellow background, and we start with ChatGPT, with OpenAI. There are some updates. First is the search button here. This is my screen, and you can click on it and basically use it instead of Google. Sam Altman says that he doesn't even use Google anymore. He just uses search embedded in ChatGPT. OpenAI O3 Mini is better than O1 in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. It's faster than O1, and its reasoning is not very deep, but they have O3 Mini High, and high means more time to do reasoning. So it can handle problems which require deeper thinking, advanced coding tasks, complex math, logical puzzles. Now, OpenAI has changed the way that the models, the reasoning models, display their thinking. Before, it was mostly silent, and now it actually, following the example of DeepSeek R1 and other reasoning models, it actually prints you the reasoning it does, but it's not like real reasoning under the hood. They actually process it especially for people to understand what's going on. And next is Anthropic. Anthropic introduced something called constitutional classifiers. Anthropic is famous for using the constitutional AI method of training their models. So during the training, it's kind of like a student and a teacher. You have a student who learns to answer questions, and you have teacher which evaluates those answers based on certain principles. It's almost like Isaac Asimov law of robotechnics or whatever. And now they improved it, so they call it constitutional classifiers. And these classifiers, so this is still constitutional AI training. There is also like filtering on the input and filtering on the output. And well, they claim it to be much, much better. Anthropic is putting a lot of effort in making systems safe and reliable. Next, Igor Halperin, who, well, I met him at JP Morgan many years ago. He wrote books on machine learning statistics. I highly recommend to follow him on LinkedIn. So this is his post on LinkedIn. Your manuscript is good and original, but what is original is not good, and what is good is not original. So this is Samuel Johnson, famous quote. Given what we understand about how deep research by OpenAI works, I think the famous quote by Samuel Johnson should be almost universally applicable to most of the research pieces produced by deep research. So basically saying that deep research coming from OpenAI or Google will not produce anything original, anything good which is original. Anyway, next, Anthropic Economic Index. So they published this article, let me pull it here, where they provide some statistics of usage. They'll be now doing it on a regular basis. This is interesting graph. So it shows that most of the usage, you see this big usage, is coming from computer and mathematical questions. You see 37.5% of all queries sent to Claude. Next, goodbye RAG. I really love this video. So what the author is doing here, he proposes a method which works better than RAG in certain situations. So how it works? How regular RAG works? You have multiple documents, you split them in smaller pieces, maybe like a sentence or paragraph. Then you convert those pieces into vectors. Then you have a question. You convert your vector into your question into vector. Then you do similarity search, find similar vectors, find the text, and then try to answer based on these findings. But sometimes, unfortunately, the vectors it finds are not exactly what you need, right? And this person proposes a better approach, which is, let's say you have 100 documents or whatever, 1,000 documents. You do first search, given the question, which documents may be related to this question, right? So you're not answering the question, you're just narrowing down to the smaller number of documents. Then you take a model like Gemini with million or 2 million tokens contact length, right? You load all your documents, this narrow list of documents into this model, and then you ask model to answer based on this, and the results are much better than based on vectors. So very simple idea. Anybody can use it. You can easily implement it. So this is great. Next, latent reasoning. When Jan LeCun was saying over and over again that you cannot achieve general intelligence just using AI models which exist today, just predicting next token. And this work, although I don't believe it's coming from Meta, but it's an international team of people. But what they produce is a completely different method of thinking without verbalizing, without generating tokens. So it does the thinking in the latent space, and it does it recursively internally. So it's more efficient than chain of thought reasoning because it does not require specialized training data. It also capture different types of reasoning that are not easily represented with words alone. Very interesting work. Maybe it is the future. I don't know. Some more updates. DeepSeek VL2, a mixture of experts, a family of open source vision language models, can understand both images and text, visual question answering, OCR, optical character recognition, extracting information from documents. Great. Save Superintelligence. So this is Ilya Zutskever, who, after he left OpenAI, created his own company, Save Superintelligence. He received $1 billion, I think it was last summer, at 5 billion valuation. Now he's raising more money at 20 billion valuation. They also moving a bulk of the operation into Israel. Interesting. Cerebras run DeepSeek R1 70B at 1.6 thousand tokens per second. So this is really fast, 57 times faster than any other R1 provider using GPUs. And the move comes after Groq and Microsoft confirmed they would also bring their models to their clouds. Okay, next portion of news, this on the green background. So Groq, it's a manufacturer of specialized AI chips. They made a deal with Saudi Arabia for 1.5 billion. Okay, so this is the link. It's coming from Reuters. There are some rumors that Anthropic Claude will be released in February, so in the next week or two. Also, Groq 3 from Elon Musk from x.ai, also they promised it will be released in 1-2 weeks from now. Llama 4, they said that it will be beginning of the year, but they didn't provide the release date yet. Google released Gemini 2, the family of models, and recently they also added memory recall feature. OpenAI, well, there are conversations about GPT-5, but it's only rumors. Nobody knows, no release date yet. February 10th, consortium led by Musk offered 97.4 billion to buy non-profit that controls OpenAI. Well, this is done, of course, to make it difficult for Sam Altman to convert OpenAI to fully for-profit organization. So this the OpenAI like total is valued at I think $260 billion, but the open source portion of it is only like 40 something billion dollars value. But now Musk offered twice more, so this creates a problem because when converting from current state to fully for profit, OpenAI has to do the buyout to actually pay to open portion, like it's supposed to be 40 billion, but now like you have this. And the lawyer, Musk's lawyer actually said that he will retract this offer if OpenAI will return to the original like open source functioning. So we'll see. So far, Sam Altman and the board rejected this offer. Now, Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei, this is his picture, has reported severe safety flaws in DeepSeek R1. He called it safety nightmare. Worst performer after safety assessments, this AI was found generating sensitive bioweapon information. Yes. Okay, next. Stanford S1 and Berkeley TinyZero. I spoke about them last week. So these are models which were built on top of Alibaba Qwen AI models, and they used the DeepSeek approach, and they achieved very good results. Diverse preference optimization. So optimization method which learns to generate much more diverse responses than standard pipeline while maintaining the quality and generation. So this is a paper from Meta. So the idea is every time you ask it, it tries to answer differently. Cerebras CEO Andrew Feldman, this is his picture, talking about DeepSeek, made a comment that every time computing gets cheaper, the market gets bigger. And yeah, this is true. I gave example with the Ford Model T. When you make a cheaper automobile, like everybody starts buying it and the industry grows. Meta Video Jam. It's not a model, it's a framework which improves motion coherence and video modeling. Quite amazing results and can be used with different models. So these are some examples of how it works. Perplexity $1 million question. Yeah, there was a Super Bowl and some companies spent millions of dollars on advertising. Perplexity did something which is very smart. They made a post on LinkedIn or maybe in other places, but I've seen it on LinkedIn. You install the app, not needed if you have app already, and ask at least 5 questions on the app during the game, and we will pick one winner to give $1 million. Ask like a millionaire. So they made sweepstakes. I actually haven't checked who won it, but people really liked it. It's smart because they're getting more subscribers and yeah. Fast hash algorithm. This is interesting. This is not related to AI, but this young person, Andrew Krapivin, he created a new algorithm for hashing, for making dictionaries, which is faster than before. And he basically broken the belief which existed in mathematics for like 40 years. So this is a really good breakthrough. Okay, next, Meta. Convert electroencephalogram and magnetic encephalogram brain activity into text. So you can measure brain activity without electrodes from the surface or using magnetic field, and you can use it to interpret what the person is thinking about. So in this case, they were converting it into text, and it's quite amazing and very promising. Ask LLM to run code to count characters. So you know this benchmark. You ask a large language model how many are characters in the word strawberry, and they're struggling with that. But you can rephrase your prompt. You can ask the model to write Python code to count the number of particular characters in the word, and then ask it to run this code given the word and character, and it does it and gives you results with like 100% accuracy. So just by including tool usage in your prompt, just directing the model to do it improves the results. Okay, Sam Altman and Kevin Weil, so CEO and CTO of OpenAI, talking to students in Tokyo. It's very good conversation. You will not outrun the AI, same as you can't outrun the calculator at arithmetic. Ask yourself, is there a way that AI could help me to do this faster? So saying this is the most important question you need to be asking yourself every day, multiple times a day, over and over, and try to use AI in all areas of your life. Develop new skill to leverage AI to your advantage, integrate AI into your daily life, start using AI tools. The skills that you need in that world are figuring out what people want, sort the creative vision, quick adaptability, resilience as everything is changing around you, and the sort of learning how to work with these tools to do way more than people could without it. Yes, we all need to use AI and learn to use it on a daily basis. Okay, IBM Granite Vision, so it's a small model, small vision model, fine-tuned from a bigger model, used for document understanding, extracting content from diverse visual formats, and so on. Goku and Goku Plus, hyper-realistic AI video by ByteDance and Hong Kong University. Yeah, this is quite amazing, very good model. Luma Ray 2, realistic videos from images. Again, these are the links. OpenThinker 32B, open source model developed by consortium, beats DeepSeek in math. And it is small and it's open source. Closing the US Department of Education. Well, this haven't happened yet, but the new administration works on it. Okay, next we're talking about crowdsourced arena and jobs. So this is crowdsourced arena for English-only queries and for coding. And what we see, the red dots is Gemini, and you see that Gemini is on top. Yellow is OpenAI. Green is open source, so DeepSeek R1 is in both of them. I really like Claude, and Claude is here in coding, and there are two versions of it. A lot of Chinese model, as you can see, and Grok version 2 is here. So soon we'll see Grok version 3. Soon we will see new Claude. So anyway, uh, about layoffs, jobs. So this statistics doesn't include Microsoft and Google somehow, but you see that in February we have some layoffs. So this is from 2024, 2025. So these are some companies: Meta, Workday, Salesforce, and so on. So there are some layoffs. Anyway, this is me, and thank you.